Do 12,000-year-old texts hint an atomic bomb exploded on Earth, destroying civilization? Does this 12,000-year-old text reveal an atomic bomb exploded on Earth in the distant past? More than 12,000 years ago, an incredible event left a mark in the ancient Hindu civilization. Countless ancient texts describe fascinating accounts that many authors believed occurred thousands of years ago on Earth. While many ancient civilizations across the globe have left a mark in history with countless ancient scripts, monuments, and objects that force us to reevaluate what we know about history, many of these accounts are perceived with the notion of disbelief by mainstream scholars. Some call these accounts as mythology, some refer to it as folklore, but the truth is that there are countless ancient texts that indicate how ancient civilizations around the globe experienced incredible things, and they made sure to document them as well as they could. Controversial as it may be, many people around the world believe there is a high chance that in the distant past, tens of thousands of years ago, mankind was visited by beings, not of Earth. Many people still believe we are being visited even today, and there is ample evidence that suggests we are continuously visited by civilizations, not from Earth. Today, evidence of visitations can be found in countless images, videos, and recordings made available to the public. There are countless videos and images of alleged UFO sightings. Some of them may not be real, but some of them could very well be the real deal. However, how would ancient mankind, thousands of years ago, document what they had seen? Imagine living 10,000 years ago somewhere in India, and you look up to the sky and see what is today referred to as a UFO. How would you best document that experience? Ancient civilizations across the world resorted to rock art, petroglyphs, geoglyphs, pottery art, and even in writing. From the gods who came down from heaven, mentioned in numerous ancient cultures across the globe, to incredible flying discs mentioned by the ancient Egyptians thousands of years ago, evidence that suggests we have been visited by ancient aliens can be found all around us. Possible written evidence of ancient alien contact and advanced technology existing on Earth thousands of years ago can perhaps be found if we take a look at the Mahabharata and the Ramayana. These ancient texts are believed to document incredible technologies, and stories of what many believe is evidence of flesh and blood aliens among us. The Mahabharata is one of the two major Sanskrit epics of ancient India, the other being the Ramayana. It consists of 100,000 verses divided into 18 parts or books that are equivalent to 8 times the Iliad and Odyssey combined. The snake sacrifice of Janamejaya. These ancient texts are more than a historical narration. It is a combination of facts, legends, stories, and myths. A vast collection of didactic discourses written in a beautiful language, nurturing all Hindu mythology and creating one of the major world religions, Hinduism. Among those historical texts, we see a story of a devastating event that occurred thousands of years ago. This event, incomparable to any other historic even in ancient history, sounds very familiar to events that rocked modern history, the use of atomic bombs. Historian Kesari Mohan Ganguly argues that the Mahabharata and the Ramayana are full of descriptions of large nuclear holocausts that are apparently of incredibly higher proportions than those at Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Curiously, when a student asked Dr. Oppenheimer if the first nuclear device that went off was the one at Alamogordo during the Manhattan Project, he responded and yes. In modern times, yes, of course. So, what does that ancient text say? And how can you be sure it actually describes a nuclear event unfolding on Earth thousands of years ago? A manuscript illustration of the sky battle of Kurukshetra, fought between the Kauravas and the Pandavas, recorded in the Mahabharata epic. Image credit, Wikimedia Commons. The ancient Hindu text, the Mahabharata, Gurkha, flying a swift and powerful Vimana, held a single projectile charged with the power of the universe. An incandescent column of smoke and flame, as bright as 10,000 suns, rose with all its splendor. It was an unknown weapon, an iron thunderbolt, a gigantic messenger of death, which reduced to ashes the entire race of the Vrishnis and the Andakas. The corpses were so burned as to be unrecognizable. Hair and nails fell out, pottery broke without apparent cause, and the birds turned white. And after a few hours all foodstuffs were infected, and to escape from this fire soldiers threw themselves in streams to wash themselves and their equipment. The second passage, dense arrows of flame, like a great shower, issued forth upon creation, encompassing the enemy. A thick gloom swiftly settled upon the Pandava hosts. All points of the compass were lost in darkness. Fierce wind began to blow, clouds roared upward, showering dust and gravel. Birds croaked madly and the very elements seemed disturbed. The sun seemed to waver in the heavens, the earth shook, scorched by the terrible violent heat of this weapon. Elephants burst into flame and ran to and fro in a frenzy and over a vast area. Other animals crumpled to the ground and died. From all points of the compass, the arrows of flame rained continuously and fiercely. The Mahabharata, the above text, describes a violent and terrible event, one that many authors argue can only be compared to a nuclear bomb detonating on Earth. However, there are many other references in the Ramayana which seem to be very similar to those described in the above text. But is there evidence, other than the texts, supporting the theory that a nuclear device detonated on Earth thousands of years ago? According to ancient astronaut theorists, there is. The evidence, note ancient astronaut theorists, was found in 1992, when researchers discovered in Rajasthan, 16 kilometers west of Jodhpur, a layer of radioactive ash, covering an area of about 8 square kilometers. The radiation was allegedly so intense that it still contaminates the area today. The ancient archaeological sites of Harappa and Mohenjo-daro are treated as another important piece of evidence there. Experts discovered skeletons scattered throughout the area, almost as if a sudden, extremely destructive event occurred there, devastating entire cities. It was a weapon so powerful that it could destroy the earth in an instant. A great soaring sound in smoke and flames, and on it sits death in the Ramayana. So what really happened thousands of years ago? What did ancient man document in these ancient texts? Is it really possible that a device similar to an atomic bomb exploded on Earth, some 12,000 years ago? Do the Mahabharata and the Ramayana really describe nuclear weapons? If so, where did these weapons come from? The gods? If an atomic bomb really went off in the past, was a crater left behind? Ancient astronaut theorists say yes, and point to a crater with 2,154 meters in diameter, located 400 kilometers from Mumbai. The date the crater was created, according to experts, ranges from 12,000 to 50,000 years ago.